AITA for taking my fiancé's dinner after he touched mine? I'll be quick. My F26 fiancé M32 is blind. We don't disagree a lot except he always gets bothered whenever I eat different food from what he's eating when we go out. Like, if we're having dinner out and I order else, he'd instantly get upset and accuse me of treating him as less than when I just have different taste in foods. I just eat what he eats to keep the peace. I eat out alone as alternative. But since he clearly doesn't trust me, he'd randomly touch my plate to see if I'm having the same dish. This caused huge arguments between us and I told him to stop doing it and he said he would. We went out to eat nights ago, and I ordered the same dish he ordered. When the food arrived, he looked somewhat uncomfortable. I asked what was wrong and he refused to say. And before I could even grab the fork, he extended his arm and his hand touched the food on my plate. He moved quickly and started excussing what he did, saying he just wanted to make sure, but I lost it on him. I felt so grossed out and there was no way I could eat the food after he touched it. He tried to get me to drop it, saying I shouldn't be grossed out by his hand, and that I overreacted, etc. But I grabbed his plate and told him that I was taking it as my donor. He at first asked me to be rational and give the plate back, but I refused. An argument ensued and we had a fight. He then ended up leaving, started spam texting me accusing me of being bitter, pathetic and childish, and robbing his dinner. He went to stay with his friend who picked him up and his friend sided with him, saying I was in the wrong. Even went as far as to say that I was abusing my fiancé and financially controlling him when I pointed out that I was the one who paid for the food. The problem is magnified now with him wanting an apology and me refusing to give him one. My parents think I should have more patience and that this is just typical love spats between us. But I'm not sure. Was I the with how I handled this? Edit. I want to point out that this is not the case when we ate at home. He has no issue with me eating different food. But in public it's a different story. Info. Why on earth does he insist that you must order the same dish he orders at restaurants? And why on earth are you actually following this rule he's implemented? This is ridiculously controlling. NTA. List of red flags. Him insisting you eat the same food as him. Him feeling he has the right to check to make sure. Him putting his hands on your food. Him continuing to touch your food after saying he would stop. There is something going on there, and you shouldn't ignore it. NTA. But I'm not even going to comment on the touching of food. WTF is up with having to eat the same meal? That is psychotic behavior that needs checking. NTA. But your fiancé is being unreasonably controlling. The fact that he wouldn't eat the plate that he touched shows he knows it's a disgusting thing to do. Then he gets pissy and goes pouting at his friend's house? For what? All this drama because of his unreasonable hang-up about you eating different food than him. Do not marry this man. He will use his disability at every turn to make you the bad guy. Seeing how controlling he is now, it probably will get 10 times worse when you're married. The fact that you're even questioning yourself in this instance shows that he's spent a significant amount of time convincing you that him having control over you is normal and how it should be. Why are you with someone this irrational and controlling? I just eat what he eats to keep the peace. You know that's not okay, right? NTA. But hun, rethink this relationship. NTA. I'm sure this isn't the only way he tries to exercise control over you. Why do you put up with this? Do you realize how incredibly disrespectful, forget bizarre, controlling, unsanitary, selfish, etc. it is for him to touch your food to ensure you're eating the same food as him? I can't believe you allow that. To give you some perspective, This is a perfect example of the escalation of controlling behaviors. He started groping your food because you allowed him to control and dictate what you're supposed to eat. If you had out your foot down to begin with and refused to comply with his ridiculous demand that you eat the exact same thing as him, it wouldn't have gotten to the point of him sticking his hands in your food. So what's next? How else is going to try to control you? It's only going to go further downhill from here. Oh wait, it already did, because he's manipulating you by telling other people you're abusive and controlling. For not letting him control what you eat. Please leave this asshole before things get infinitely worse. He won't let you order something different from what he orders. Girl, are you really so desperate? Is the bar really this low? Being single is better than this. Please leave this manipulative weirdo. It's only gonna get worse. He has free choice of what to order. And he still attempts to police your food? Then, even when he's won, he still feels the need to touch your food to prove it to himself? And then he gets upset when you switch plates that have the exact same meal on them so he can have the one he touched and you can have the untouched one? Even your fiancé should be able to see the massive number of red flags. NTA. And the fact that he managed to get his friend to accuse you of abuse and your parents to believe this is a typical spat is deeply concerning. It means he is not only manipulating you, he is manipulative of others in your life in his quest to control and isolate you. I implore you to put all wedding planning on hold and read this book. https://ia800108.us archive.org/30/items/lundyhidoesheadathat/lundyhidoesheadathat.pdf. NTA. Do not marry this guy. He is acting super controlling and emotionally immature. Like who gets upset someone is eating different food from them who isn't less than 5 years old. Also, he doesn't trust you or respect your boundaries and sounds like a miserable person. Your fiancé is extremely controlling. You can't even order what you want at a restaurant? Why are you hanging on to this relationship? NTA, but you can do better and are not required to torture yourself this way. Not sure why you believe you deserve to be treated like this. It's not normal or okay or even a small thing. Get out now. NTA. It's not abuse to want your son to not put their damn hands on your food. NTA. Please don't marry this man. NTA. This is absolutely nothing to do with who touched whose food. But it's everything to do with the fact you're with a man so controlling of you that he dictates what you eat. This is a massive red flag. Does he control other areas of your life as well like this? WTF did I just read? You're prepared to marry someone who literally thinks it's reasonable to control what you eat and puts his hands in your food because he doesn't trust you? NTA, but why would you evenly vaguely agree to this? He's weird. You're not allowed to eat unless it's the same thing he's eating. Leave this man immediately. NTA. Okay, look, his behavior is unacceptable on so very many levels. Why can't you just get what you want? How on earth does he think you're getting something else? He's not deaf too, is he? Why doesn't he trust you? Honey, you are living in a sea of red flags. I don't care that your fiancé is blind, he is controlling, immature, and frankly ridiculous. You can do better. NTA. But please, be careful. This is not normal. This is so very controlling. What else will he feel he is entitled to control? Will you have to wear the same clothes as him? Eat all your meals the same as him? Will you not be allowed to have friends of your own because he throws a fit? Trust is the basis of any relationship. It's not even that he wants a taste of what you got. He is flat out telling you that he doesn't trust you and he doesn't respect you either. This is really worrying. P.S. It's okay to break up with him. Protect yourself. And protect your mental well-being first and foremost. You aren't his therapist nor his nurse. If he wants to feel more secure, he sounds see a therapist, not control you. NTA. He is super controlling. Why on earth do you have to eat the same meal as him when you're going out? He said he would stop touching your food and he lied. He is blind, not deaf? Can't he bloody hear you giving the order? Absolutely NTA. Dear Lord. Your fiancé seems like he could use some help. I don't find it at all normal that you have to eat the exact same thing as him. And you shouldn't do so just to keep the peace.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.